Good Monday morning, everybody. Pastor James here. I'm experimenting a little bit today with our Current Events Monday blog. It's usually written. We're moving this to a video format just for today, kind of experiment, think outside the box a little bit, and we'll see how this goes. So this morning, what I wanted to talk with you about is a very thoughtful article that appeared in the Atlantic magazine this weekend. It was written by a very well-known pastor, Presbyterian pastor up in New York City. His name is Tim Keller. You have probably heard of him. But this article is very well done, very well thought out. And he basically, in this article, is making a case for why we should be optimistic, more optimistic at least, about church growth and revitalization in America today. You know, we've seen a vast decline in church membership and in church growth. Many churches, church buildings at least, have sort of turned into either museums or bars and things of that nature. And so Tim Keller is basically trying to let us work in this kind of optimism of what church could look like in the next 20, 30, 40 years. And he gives us 5 prescriptions for doing church life in a revivalistic sort of way in the future. And you can read that article. I'll put a link in the description. You can read that and see those 5 prescriptions that he gives, which I think are pretty much spot on. But what I took from this article is basically just one thing, and it's one thing that I come back to over and over and over again as a pastor who has been involved for the majority of my ministry in church revitalization, church growth, that sort of thing. And that one thing that I keep going to over and over again is discipleship, discipleship, discipleship. Jesus in the Great Commission told us to go and make disciples. Now, he didn't tell us to go and make clones. That is not the Great Commission at all, but make disciples. And a disciple is a learner, a student, an apprentice of Jesus who learns from Jesus, studies from Jesus, and then puts into practice the methodologies and the teachings of Jesus. In other words, we are to go and to teach people what Jesus taught, to do things as Jesus did them. And as we do so, we show people the difference that the way of Christ makes from the other ways that are prescribed in the world. So, you know, the first Christians who were just getting out of the starting block in the first century, they were known as followers of the way. That is that points us to a real discipleship component. They were followers of the way. And I wish today we would be known as believers, as followers of the way. And I think that as we key in on discipleship, that revival in the church, in America especially, will take place. So I hope you go read that article this week, and I hope you're encouraged by it and that it is thought-provoking for you about how we can become more faithful to the Great Commission in our day and time. All right, I hope you have a great Monday and a great rest of your week. We'll see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.